All right, folks, it's May 16th, and we had a bombshell drop yesterday. The Durham report finally came through, and we are watching a mainstream media meltdown, panic in DC moment. And as an independent media organization, it sure is a pleasure and a joy to watch it unfold. Now, I warned about this moment, though, because I said, as these guys get exposed for what they've been doing, the corruption runs deep, crime families all the way to the very top. When it gets exposed, I said, these guys play dirty, right? And they're going to lash out. They're going to launch some operations. There's going to be some things to distract from these stories coming out. And so strap in, hang in tight, let's stay safe, and let's get right on into it, folks. This is going to be a big update. A quick one for you, though, this morning. Cryptocurrency prices, let's take a look. 27,000 for your Bitcoin, 18.15 for your Ethereum, and a 42-cent XRP. Let's get right on into it, folks. Check it out. We're going to report from CNN here first. Durham report finds the FBI failed in its responsibility to the public and never should have launched the Trump-Russia probe. Now, I got to throw in the caveat before we get started, before the haters and the offended pull up in the comments. This is not political. Hold up. I'm not here to attack Democrats. Remember, I'm playing CNN here to start, right? I'm going to let mainstream media explain what took place. And I'll tell you what took place. It's un-American. Any free country doesn't want this type of activity happening. Weaponized Justice Department, weaponized legal system. And I'll tell you, just to summarize and bring this full circle right from the start, when you look at what they've done to Trump, whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether it's a thumbs up, thumbs down, he offends you, whatever your story is or however he makes you feel emotionally, doesn't take away from the fact that it was illegal, unconstitutional, and criminal what they were doing against the 45th president of the United States. That's not political. That's not MAGA Republican, okay? We're losing our country, guys. Don't you get it? Okay? So as Democrats and Republicans, whatever you identify as, wherever you come from, whoever you believe in, okay? Ask the God or the vibe that you believe in to save this country from the corruption and the evil that is being exposed on a daily basis right now. I mean, it's like just red pill day after day right now. And we're getting the masses finally caught up to the corruption that we've been warning about, that we've been trying to expose. And it all comes full circle because what you can do is you can, and I know some people aren't going to want me to make this stretch, but I'm going to because it does fit. The glove does fit. And in this case, there was no crime committed. It was just attacking a legitimate campaign. And in the case of Ripple versus XRP, it was attacking a legitimate company, weaponizing the SEC against Ripple and against the whole cryptocurrency space. You guys are seeing the leaked memo confirming the new phase of the crypto crackdown. Okay. But with that being said, I do think that you could replace Trump with Ripple XRP as far as, and I'm going to show you guys the graphic that I made here to showcase that. It's the same deal, and it's not what we want. No matter what side of the aisle on, we need to get our country back, and we need to do so quickly. So let's cover it. CNN. Durham report finds the FBI failed in its responsibility to the public and never should have launched the Trump-Russia probe. Let's take a listen here, folks.
Now an investigation that's 4 years in the making, and we finally have the conclusions, more than 300 pages released by the Justice Department. Now it has now been transmitted to members of Congress who also are going to want to bring John Durham in to review some of the findings. But the bottom line is this. The investigation found that the FBI failed in many, many ways, things that we already knew from a previous Inspector General report.
I like that. You know, it's like the grading on the pass fail. It's just a fail. I like that. I like that. Pass or fail, it's a fail. Love it. Let's continue.
And I'll read you just a part of it, of John Durham's conclusion. He says, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and the FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. This is now an investigation that's 4 years.
There you have it. 4 years in the making. A lot of people said this isn't going anywhere. And now the mainstream media in full meltdown panic mode, they're trying to say that this is a nothing burger still. And that although John Durham didn't recommend or file any new charges, that nothing should be done. No, absolutely, there should be some accountability here. And we need to look into this further, right? I mean, obviously, we got a lot of evidence here. What charges need to be filed next? What's the next motion? I don't know. And I don't know who needs to lead that charge. But I'll tell you what. What I do is I support anybody that wants to get all truth revealed, let the people make their decision, right? And then we need to hold those accountable that did break the law, right? They failed to uphold the law. That's what this report found, okay? And now you look at this. This is a great summary right here from Travis here. Breaking. The Durham report was sent to Congress today by AG Merrick Garland. The report concluded the entire FBI Russia probe should have never happened, and many agents had a predisposition to open up a case against Trump. He also concluded that the same agency handled claims against the Hillary Clinton campaign in a much different manner. The only person to receive any real punishment was low-level FBI lawyer Kevin Kleinsmith. Even with this proof that the Justice Department has been used against Trump since the beginning, it's still happening to this day, and nothing is being done about it. No politician in the history of the United States has been targeted as much as Trump, and every time we see proof, those against him just dig in deeper. And now let me just add it. Remember, folks, it's not political. It's not thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you like the orange man or not, or whether he offends you or not. It's a question of, do we have a country anymore? How is our Department of Justice and FBI three-letter agencies being weaponized against not only the former president, but against the American people and anybody who's trying to build out innovation in this space? Like I said, it goes full circle to what we're seeing the SEC going after the crypto space for. Now, we got Jim Jordan on him. One of the good guys who actually, trying to get some truth revealed, trying to sort some of this out and hold some people accountable. I will say, Jim Jordan, we do respect what he's been doing. We've reached out to the Justice Department to have special counsel John Durham testify next week, and we need to make that happen ASAP. I absolutely love to see it. Now, apparently, on the other end, breaking, a Biden administration whistleblower informed Congress today that the entire investigative team working on the Hunter Biden case at the IRS was removed from the case today, and that their removal was specifically requested by the Department of Justice, and this is developing. So what's going on here, folks? Now remember, this is what always happens. They get caught in the cover-up, right? Well, they tried to persecute Trump for all this stuff, all this collusion, all this and that. They tried to go after his businesses. It's now came out, right, that the Biden family received over $10 million. $10 million is just the start of what they were doing. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot to open up there. There's a lot still to come out. And you guys got to be staying careful out there, because I'll tell you right now, like I said, these guys are going to play dirty as they get exposed. So watch out. Now, this post right here by this gentleman named Ariel right here. Let's take a look at this one. So he warns about, what are the next events that they got coming. I'm not going to show you that. But the Durham report verdicts, this is what I wanted to show you guys right here. You see this. Durham report verdicts. Donald J. Trump, innocent. FBI, guilty. Department of Justice, guilty. IC, guilty. Comey, guilty. McCabe, guilty. Strzok, guilty. Page, FISA judges, Rosenstein, Chris Wray, Gina Haspel, Sally Yates, Lisa Monaco, John Carlin, Michael Sussman, Christopher Steele, Stephen Halper, Fusion GPS, Mark Ilias, Clinton, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, all guilty. And the American people robbed of justice. Absolutely. And so I made my own. And I said, well, you win when you have the truth on your side. SEC versus Ripple verdicts. Ripple, Brad, and Chris, all innocent. SEC, guilty. Jay Clayton, Gary Gensler, Bill Hinman, all guilty. XRP, set free as a digital currency. And you guys can feel free to go find that post on Twitter. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Twitter. And you guys can comment below, tag the other guilty parties there too, because I only listed off a few. It was late last night. It was like a midnight last night. And I threw together that little graphic, a little quick one. The SEC, Jay Clayton, Gary Gensler, and Bill Hinman, just to get started. But you guys can tag the other guilty parties down below. And I'll tell you what, like I said, it's the same thing applying right here, right? We need to let cryptocurrency innovation set it free, and we need to stop weaponizing our three-letter agencies against the American people and against the former president. It's getting pretty crazy out here, folks. Donald Trump announces he will release all of the JFK assassination files if reelected president. And so this is what I've been saying, is that he's going to come back and he's going to release it all. He's got a lot coming his way, and he's going to be going after all these people that tried to do him wrong. And they're still caught in the cover-up. Check it out, folks, from the National File. FBI asked judge to delay Seth Rich laptop release for 66 years. So talk about another laptop from hell that they're trying to cover up. This one from Seth Rich, who was the DNC staffer, who, well, something happened to him. I'm not even going to speak on it, but I'll tell you what, they are getting caught in the cover up. And there's still so much to come out right now on a daily basis. It's just bombs getting dropped. It's pretty incredible to see. But now we said we're going to bring this full circle to what's happening with the weaponization of the three other agencies like the SEC against the cryptocurrency space. It's all related. Check it out. Eleanor Terrett. The SEC government has filed its response to the Coinbase complaint over how it applies securities laws to digital assets, asking the court to deny Coinbase's petition for mandamus. Quote, that Coinbase would like its policy references addressed immediately does not entitle it to extraordinary relief, ordering the commission to act on a rulemaking petition that has been pending for well under a year. So don't ask the SEC for any sort of answer, right? They're not here to make rules, right? They're just there to enforce the rules, which we don't even know what the rules are. And even when you try to do things the right way, you try to follow the rules, you try to come in and talk to them, they still end up suing you. And Fred Rispoli retweeted out this tweet and he says, you don't say. The SEC said the same thing in our Ethereum case. HODL law has not identified any duty the SEC may have to promulgate rulemaking relating to Ethereum or to respond to plaintiffs' individual inquiries about its own use of Ethereum. So basically, you're a business in America, you're trying to use some technology, you're trying to follow the laws, trying to follow the rules, and you ask the enforcers of the law here, the SEC, for an answer on your business practices. That's what Fred was doing. And they say, we don't owe you anything. We don't work for you, little American people, right? We're here to extort you guys. We're here to slow down innovation and allow our competition to buy out any good innovation and to suppress and stall out and kill any competition that would threaten our old buddies at Goldman Sachs and gang. And now, like I said, we bring it back to that Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, and the kids out here are finally just starting to realize it. So we got this interview here with Perry Ann Boring, originally shared here by XRP Darren, Fame21 More on Twitter. Huge shout out to Darren Moore Jr. This is Perry Ann Boring from the Digital Chamber of Commerce, and she's, coming around. These people are finally starting to get it, that the Ripple case is significant since it's the first occasion that secondary sales of assets have been called into question. Where have you guys been? But let's take a listen.
Well, the case SEC versus Ripple, this is a precedent-setting case. What do I mean by that is that the outcomes of this case could set a legal precedent that could impact many other companies in the digital asset industry, plus other companies that are broadly in the capital markets. So the Howey test, the test that's used to define what is a security, it only applies to an initial investment contracts, like the initial issuance of securities and the investment contract. And what's in question is, does that apply to the secondary transactions of the asset of the investment contract or to XRP? And in the 80-ish year history of Howey, it has never been applied to secondary transactions.
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to the party. Thanks for catching up. And what has John Deaton been saying this whole time? When the Ripple case was filed, I spent a year trying to convince people that secondary sales were being implicated and were alleged to be securities in the case. Are argued with dozens of people who claim the SEC was only alleging securities related to Ripple's sales of XRP. So there you have it, folks. What we have now is everyone from the mainstream media and the masses, all the way from the Digital Chamber of Commerce, Perry Ann, coming along here and understanding that we have a weaponized SEC, we had a weaponized Department of Justice, and none of it's political. It's just un-American, and it's just corrupt as hell, and something needs to be done about it. And anybody who is just, an American who wants to see this opportunity remain for our children, for us to have a future in this country, we all need to be speaking up against this. Like I said, this isn't left, right, up, down. Who do you believe in? What vibe are you catching? The vibe that I'm catching right now is that we need to get something done ASAP before our country's completely gone, right? And this goes much further than this. This is just the tip of the iceberg that I covered in today's episode, but I wanted to give you guys just a quick update on the full-blown mainstream media meltdown and circle it back to how it relates. Like I said, some people aren't going to want me to make this comparison, but I'm going to because it does apply. And when you have the truth on your side, you will win. And it's not that you have to be a mega Republican Trump supporter to understand that our government should not be weaponized. Our legal system should not be weaponized against a legitimate campaign, right? If there's something there, they would have found it by now. They've been dissecting this guy for the last 4 or 5 years. And what have they come up with, right? Now, like I said, you bring it in here and you replace Trump with Ripple versus, SEC, same case. We have a weaponized SEC and we have a corrupt and bought out Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton, and gang. And now they're all at their cushy Wall Street law jobs and they're just fat on the hog. And they sold out the American people. And that's why we should all be concerned. Like I said, doesn't matter who you believe in or what you love. I love this country. I love the opportunity that we had. I see that we're losing it. And I want to fight like hell behind John Dean, behind the other lawyers here that are fighting the good fight. And for over a year, digital asset investor for years here has been pounding his table with others in the XRP community, exposing the SEC, exposing all this corruption, right? And we get ignored, we get dismissed, and XRP is still a centralized banker's coin, and we don't care about it. But now that the rest of the space is coming under the crosshairs with Operation Choke Point, now everybody's freaking out. Now everybody realizes the implications and the precedent that the Ripple versus SEC case is going to set for secondary market sales. Yeah, absolutely. Ripple didn't do an ICO like 90% of cryptos, and it's still, $200 million later, Ripple fighting our own government. That's absurd. That's absurd. So with that being said, folks, I do get some enjoyment out of seeing the mainstream media in full meltdown. I do love to see that. And if you guys support, independent media organizations like little guys like myself, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And if you want to take advantage of our deal while it lasts, we got another 24 hours to go. We're going to be cutting this deal off tomorrow, actually. And that is the free 30-minute one-on-one session with me. If you sign up for a year membership of our Patreon Discord group, you save 16% off your membership. And what we've done is we've been throwing in a free 30-minute one-on-one session when you sign up for a 1-year deal. Okay, so go take advantage of that offer. I am cutting that off tomorrow. The schedule is getting too full, so take advantage of it while it's still there. And I appreciate all of you guys. I will see you in the next one. God bless you all.